Hello everyone, this is DCSG 81 and today we'll take a look at this Saban Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Lord Zedd. Okay, so before I begin with my review, I would like to say my condolences to the actor who voiced Lord Zedd, Robert Axelrod, who has just passed away a few days ago. May his soul rest in peace right now. Okay, so this is my first review for this series of Power Ranger, and it's also my first purchase of the Hasbro Power Ranger of this series because my Power Rangers are from s.h.figuarts. So Lord Zedd is actually I know he's one of the bad guys, but actually I do not know much of the Power Ranger bad guys. I know Rita Repulsa, I know Goldor, and Ivan Ooze, from the movie Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And Lord Zedd, I do know this appearance, but I don't really watch any of the series with him on it. Yeah, so I know he's like the man behind the villains, like the boss. So, and I seen this figure, I mean you can see it looks very good in detail, so I decided to pick him up. So okay, without further ado, let's take a look at the box. So it's a very compact, yet I think it's a very collector friendly box. Why? Because you can see that they even have the plastic hook for you. If you are just a min box collector, you can just hang it somewhere on your room wall. And we can see that it's very simple, just with the image of the Lord Zedd. I don't know why they don't want to use the actual figure, because it looks so good as well. So from the back, you can see just one badass pose of Lord Zedd. You see, it's looking so good. Okay, so very simple box and collector friendly, I would say. So let's get this open. Okay, so this is Lord Zedd right out of the box. Let's take a closer look. Okay, from the overall look, as I mentioned earlier, it already looks very badass. I mean, just look at all the details, the muscle definitions inside, as well as all the tubes, the tubings. I think that's where he got his power from. I'm not really sure, correct me if I'm wrong. And this looks very good. It's also, these are the tubings that actually brings out the best of the figure. But there's also something that I noticed, which you guys might want to take notes, that with all these tubings, I think they are just glue on it. Whenever you do any pose, it's actually pulling against it, you can see. So be very careful not to over pose it or some extreme pose, because it might just snap it off from the joint. Not the joint, I mean the place where they stick it on. I mean, yeah. So if it's just come out from the socket, I think it's fine. You can just super glue it back. I'm just worried that it might just snap in between, and then that's it. You know. So it's a good and bad. So it looks very good with it, but when you pose, just have to take note of it. So it looks very good. You can see the head, and this piece here is actually soft. I'm glad, because if it's a very hard one, when you drop it on the floor, then it will break. This one at least it still have some impact resistance on it. So the head sculpt looks extremely good, especially his brain. You can see that, wow, you see all the details that they actually sculpted on it. And here I actually like the neck a lot. You can see all the sculpture of it looks very badass. My god. Okay, wow. So this is something that, I mean, you don't usually see on Hasbro, but I think they are actually picking out on the game. It's very good. See all the tight muscles. Wow. Okay, there are endless details on this figure alone, and of course there is also some paint chip on it. Yep, which is fine because they're the back. Yep, but other than that, it looks very good, I must say. Wow. Okay, This piece here is soft. This one. Yep. Okay, so let's get into the articulations. Okay, so for the articulation, you can see the head can pretty much move freely, okay, without any hindering. So you can look down pretty much here and looking up pretty much. The neck is on a big pack of ball joint, I believe. Okay, and there's a butterfly joint. Okay, you can see that he's can move in and out. Okay, very good. There's a bicep swivel here, and yeah, do take notes of all the tubings. And there's a double joint elbow. Very good. Okay, the hands can move because they are interchangeable hands. And the joint here, we can already see how it works. And this guy can bend pretty much forward until to a sitting position, which is very good. Okay, okay, let me see. And yep, there's no open area, but you can see the backbone actually just snap if you pose too much. Okay, so it looks weird. Okay, how about backward? Okay, backward is where you need to take notes, because you can see that it's actually stretching these two tubing. So don't try to bend it too much. Okay, it will just snap it off. Okay, so you can't turn on the waist. Okay, there's no turning here, and there's a it looks like there's a leg swivel because you can see the lines here, but you can't do it because of this piece, the silver piece of armor. It just kind of block it. I think they are trying to make it to have it, the tight swivel, but because I think they, after they did it, they said, oh no, you can't use the tight swivel because we have to put this armor on. So it's basically useless, but you can still see the line is there. Okay, but you can't turn it. Okay, so the knee do have a double joint. Okay, you can see that. And yep, so then there's a movement on the legs, movement on the legs here, and there's no toe hinge for this guy. So let's take a look at the split. He can pretty much split, not the perfect one, but at least you can still do it. Kicking forward is let's see, I think it's slightly less than 90 degrees. Okay, kicking backwards is another thing that is not recommending to do because it will pull the string here, the tube. Okay, so anything you do, just make sure you take notes on the tube so that it won't just snap off when you try to do some poses. Okay, so now let's take a look at the accessories. Okay, so as you can see, Lord Zedd doesn't come with much. He just comes with a pair of hands, which is on the figure already. So this hand, I believe, is for holding his weapons. Okay, and this hand is for holding this, I don't know what you call this, maybe you can enlighten me in the comments below. So it's for him to hold on to it, and he can hold pretty well. And he also comes with another pair of hands, which is a closed fist for the left hand, and another hand is on the right. This I think is for holding this as well. If you want to, let's see, yep, you can hold this on his right hand as well. Okay, there's no closed fist on his right hands, only on the left hands. And there are also these effects, which is for his weapon, looking very, very good. Okay, so to put this piece on, this effect piece, you can actually open it up. Okay, and then you just put it however you want it, and it will still looks very, very good. Okay, something like this. It's just amazing. Okay, and you can hold it pretty easily. Okay, so for the size comparison, since I don't have anything similar under the same Hasbro line, I'll compare him with the different brands. So we have the Marvel Legends War Machine Mark IV, and then we have the NECA Predator, and right up next we have the s.h.figuarts Thanos, as well as the Mayfax Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man comic versions. And next we will have the Masco Silver Knight Batman with the custom head from CQ Studio. as well as the Figma Deadpool, which is my favorite. And next we have the Storm Collectibles Zangief, which is very big. I have to put him behind so that you can see his whole figure. And lastly, of course, I will have to compare him with the Power Rangers that I have, which is from the s.h.figuarts. I'll compare him with the green and the red Rangers. So they are pretty much smaller, which I have already expected it to be. But since this is the main villains, I mean the big boss, I don't mind him being on a bigger scale. Okay, so my final verdict for this guy here, it's a simple figure, yet it is so detailed. So I'm actually giving him a 9 out of 10. Reason is because as you know, Hasbro does have some quality control issue, whereby mine does have some issue that I just noticed just now, that he has quite a loose legs that you can see. Actually the entire lower body is pretty loose, so I hope this won't get any worse as the time goes by. Otherwise it will be very hard for him to just stand still, but right now it's still okay. So that's why I'm not giving him a full perfect 10. And the reason why I'm giving him such a high score is also because that this kind of tubings, the tubes, actually they can just do a sculpting on the body, but they didn't want to do it. They just do it like now, which is has greatly improved the realism of the figure instead of just, you know, hard sculpted it. But this also pose another problem. Like I say, whenever we do a posing, we will have to take notes, but it's okay. I think this is, I rather have something that looks realistic as compared to the easy to articulate. Yeah, so this is why I'm giving him a high score. And also for the accessory, I think it's pretty cool. They actually give the effects. They can just give the weapon without any effects. Yeah, so also some interchangeable hands, although not many, but still works pretty well. Okay, so this is my review for Lord Zedd. I'm not sure if I'll be picking up any more from this series, although they are looking very good and they are pretty affordable. Yep, so if you ask me for my opinions whether to get this guy or not, I think is I will recommend it if you are big fans of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yep, so this is a very iconic characters. I mean, it's just like whoever that sees who else is the big boss, just can't think of. Okay, like Bisons, you know, Street Fighter M Bisons. Whenever you see M Bison, you will know, oh, this is the bad guy from Street Fighters. Yeah, so same things go for Lord Zedd. Whenever you see him, you know he's from Power Rangers. So yeah, I will recommend this. If you can find this on any retail store, do pick him up. Yep, so that's my review for him. I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and leave me a comment if you have any further question about this guy. And I hope you will subscribe to my channel because I have great content like this almost every day. Until then, I will speak to you real soon. Bye bye.